Hello learners. In this lesson, we will learn a group of important English grammar points that help us with emphasis, clarity, and linking sentences correctly. These structures are widely used in both spoken and written English. Understanding them will enable you to speak and write with greater accuracy and confidence. We will begin with the emphatic structure using it, who, then move on to reflexive and emphasizing pronouns, and finally explain relative pronouns with clear and simple examples. First, emphasis using it, who, that. This structure is used when we want to emphasize a particular person or thing, especially when there may be confusion or doubt. The structure is as follows. It plus verb, to be, plus noun or pronoun plus relative clause. Example. Hassan paid the rent. To emphasize that Hassan, and not someone else, paid the rent, we say, it was Hassan who paid the rent. Another example. One of the players is being carried off the field. I think it is Hani who is being carried off. For habitual emphasis. It is always my sister Hoda who makes the tea. My sister Hoda, and not any of my other sisters. Second, reflexive pronouns. Reflexive pronouns are used when the subject and the object are the same person, meaning the action is done by the subject to himself or herself. Examples. You can blame yourself. He shot himself. I hurt myself. He has hurt himself. Third, emphasizing pronouns. Emphasizing pronouns are used only for emphasis and usually come immediately after the noun or pronoun they emphasize. Examples. Ali himself was ill. He himself could not read it although he had written it. I told Ahmed himself that he must go. Important note. If the reflexive pronoun comes directly after the noun or pronoun, it is emphasizing. If it comes as the object of the verb, it is reflexive. Fourth, relative pronouns. A relative pronoun is used to join two sentences into one and refers back to a noun mentioned earlier, called the antecedent. Examples. The boy who is my brother works with me. The girl who plays there is my daughter. The relative pronoun that can sometimes replace who, especially when the antecedent, is preceded by a superlative or words such as one, someone, anyone, or nobody. Fifth, relative pronouns as objects. When the relative pronoun is the object of the verb, it can often be omitted without changing the meaning. Example. The girl whom I met was my friend. This can also be said as, the girl I met was my friend. Sixth, prepositions with relative pronouns. When a verb is followed by a preposition, the preposition may appear before the relative pronoun or at the end of the clause. Example. The chair on which I was sitting fell down. Or, the chair which I was sitting on fell down. Seventh, possession using whose. The relative pronoun whose is used to express possession, for both people and things. Examples. The man whose rent has been raised can appeal. The chair whose legs were broken had to be repaired. Eighth, using the past participle instead of a relative clause. Sometimes the relative pronoun and the verb to be can be omitted and replaced by the past participle. Example. The man who was ill was brought to the doctor. This can be shortened to, the man brought to the doctor was ill. Ninth, using what, why, where, when. These words can function as relative pronouns or relative adverbs, depending on the context. Examples. What Hani says is not important. The reason why he did not come was not known. 10th, using the infinitive instead of a relative clause. After words such as the first, the last, the only, we can use the infinitive, to plus verb, instead of a relative clause. Example. The captain was the last man who left the ship. The captain was the last man to leave the ship. We have now covered the most important ways of using emphasis, reflexive and emphasizing pronouns, and relative pronouns in English in a clear and simple manner. Mastering these structures will greatly improve your speaking and writing skills and make your English more accurate and natural. If you found this lesson useful, don't forget to like the video, leave a comment, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more easy and effective English lessons. Glowing star. Have a good day.